Yeah, he did. Say something real quick.
What's up, man?
All right, cool. Audio's good. All right, we're live.
You got that song live, like?
Yeah, I mean, not live. Like the show hasn't begun. We're on our countdown.
Bet.
Say something real quick.
Yeah, we're working.
Really
I love how we just do this little rambling.
Wait, hang on. Are we? Okay, yeah, we're good. We're good. I need to tilt my damn camera up a little bit. People see the top of my goddamn head. There we go.
Does your hat fit that I sent you?
It does, as a matter of fact. It's wonderful. I would wear it tonight, but I'm trying not to think about A&M right now.
I like the hat you got on, though.
I do. Yeah, hell yeah, mother. I said I wanted to say brother. I said mother. Meant to say brother. Hell yeah, man.
I like the hat. It kind of clashes with the shirt I'm wearing, so
it's all right.
But I fucks with that.
Sometimes you gotta clash. Sometimes you gotta let them know that you're not afraid.
Oh, I don't give a fuck no more.
Sometimes you just gotta dress that like you're from Nigeria or something, or just have like orange pants and a green shirt. Just really flex on them that you don't care.
I found some like desert, like tan, green, and black Nike joggers at Ross. I wore those in a bright orange shirt to go out to dinner one night. Brianna was like, "What are you wearing?" And I'm like, "Clothes."
Yeah, that's right.
But I'm mad. I don't.
It's like, would you rather be naked? This is what I'm in.
I mean, she might say yes to that question, but the general public wouldn't.
Exactly. Yeah, she might have a problem with you being naked, but she might have a problem with you being naked in public. You know, like that. Yeah. That might.
I also have a big problem with me naked in public.
Yeah. Come on, man. You don't like to be an exhibitionist for the world. Here we go.
If I looked better naked, then maybe.
Bro, I bet you look $1 million. What are you talking about? You mean you don't get up in the morning and just stare yourself in the mirror and just be like, damn, look at me?
I mean, sometimes I do. Yeah. Right now, I think my beard looks good because I came home and my balls are washed and my beard is shampooed and combed and oiled and buttered.
You butter your beard, huh?
Yeah, they have beard butter.
Really? That's a thing. I thought you were just saying that to say it because it sounded good.
It's like lotion.
Huh. And they just call it beard butter?
Yeah. It's got the consistency of lotion, but it's like a hair product. It's cool. Will says, "Oh my God, I'm off." Like a German nude park or the Galveston nude beach. My family's always called the nude beach the zoo, and I don't know why.
Hey man, it can be whatever you want it to be. You can labels don't matter. You feel me? It could be the nude beach. It could be the zoo. It can be the regular beach. I guess it would be the nude beach if you're a nudist, right? It's just the beach for you.
I mean, anywhere's a nude beach if you're not a wimp.
That's right. Anything can be a swimming pool if you try hard enough. Mm-hmm. Yeah, nude beach, public fountain. There's a thing that you can do. We did at A&M, and it was probably like a thing across a couple of different campuses. But there's a lot of on a big college campus like that. There's a lot of like fountains, obviously, lots of monuments and stuff. And there's a thing people do. They go pond hopping, and it's just a thing that you just get with a group of friends and you just go late at night whenever the only people there are like janitors and stuff. And you just go hop in all the different ponds, and you literally just hit each one. I never did it, but I saw lots of people doing it.
I remember they dunked one of the Yale leaders in the pond at the game we went to.
They do that every time we win. They just all the core cadets get together and they just pick the Yale leader up and just drag him down there.
Yeah,
they literally take their shoes off and then pick them up, and that way they can throw them in without messing up their shoes.
Yeah. Somebody tweeted the little thing from Midnight Yell a couple weeks ago. Mm-hmm. And they were like, how they get recruits is beyond me. And it was one of the Yale leaders just telling some crazy story.
It is one of a kind, man. It really, really is.
I want to go one day. I know that's like probably not a thing that non-students do.
Dude, are you kidding me? Parents go to it, friends go to it. It's something you got to experience if you can.
I'd like to go to it just once.
And it's free. Like you can always get in. There's always seating available. The stadium's massive now.
Yeah, it seems like fun. And then I would immediately go to bed because I'm an old man.
That's what I always did. I would always go straight to bed. I was tired. There were times where I just wouldn't make it because I was like, man, I got a test, or I had a test today and I'm tired, or I got a test Monday, I got to study. Like, it'll catch up to you, but no doubt about it, man. Those are some wonderful times. We got 56 seconds left.
All right. That works.
Will says, or the Galveston, is there a nude beach in Galveston, Will? Is it a thing?
I don't know, actually. I know there's one on Crystal Beach.
Huh.
I always look shiny and like overblown on my screen.
We'll turn your backlight on too. Turn like your ceiling light.
No, it creates a weird lens flare. Maybe I can adjust. There we go. That works.
Turn like the brightness on your computer down or something. It's always a thing. I have my computers in easy easy mode, where like it's easier on your eyes or something along those lines. It makes it a lot less bright, a lot less contrasty.
Oh, that's too dark. Hold on.
Yeah, now you look like you're in a cave. Also, we got 5 seconds.
Okay, whatever. That's fine. That's better.
Yeah,
that's better.
That's all right. We'll take it. Well, welcome. Happy Wednesday. What is today? Friday? I forget. I'm so tired.
It's Friday.
It's Friday. What's going on, brother? Welcome.
Chilling, man. Chilling. On
a scale of 1 to 10, how disappointed were you last week with all of the upsets you picked? Yeah, because I believe you picked Arkansas to win. Correct me if I'm wrong.
And I picked Ole Miss to win.
And you picked Ole Miss to win.
And I had the same attitude that you had last weekend. The weekend before. I was like, why did I watch football today?
Yeah, why did I waste my time?
Why did I watch this today?
Yeah, man, I understand that.
And then I watched, my one shining hope was going to be LSU playing against Auburn, and then Bo Nix turned into Superman when he was playing against them.
Bo Nix, I know, it's like he called upon the spirit of Johnny Football. And I'm sure you saw it, the one play, because it was everywhere. There was the one play where he got sacked 4 times.
I watched the whole game. I saw it.
He got sacked 4 times. It was some Russell Wilson shit is what it was, because Russell Wilson had a play almost just like that this past weekend, or the weekend before. Mm-hmm. Where just out of nowhere he was able to push one downfield, and that's just some next level stuff. And it's why Bo Nix's ceiling is massive. But
hey, I got a thing. Hey, Arkansas. Arkansas, I love you, but I have a gift for you.
What is that?
Do you know what these are?
No, what is that?
These are brakes to replace the ones that Georgia just beat off of you.
Okay. Wait, move it over. No one can see. Other way. Okay. Put it right under your nose. Put it right under your nose. There you go.
These are brakes to replace the ones that Georgia just beat off of you.
I can't believe that game. It was literally this just escalated so quickly meme. Like it happened so fast. And it's like one of those things when you're on the road.
Georgia's defense is freaking scary.
Georgia's defense is phenomenal.
God.
Their defense is probably the best in college ball right now. I mean, it is unbelievable. It was a goose egg, right?
I'm going to say this right now. Right now, I think Georgia is better than Alabama.
Georgia, I think, is the best team in college football, to be honest.
I agree. I think they should have swapped Alabama and Georgia this week.
Alabama is going to sit at number 1 until they have number 1, either a lackluster performance or they lose. But you got to think, man, this is Georgia without even their starting quarterback, because his name always
Stetson Bennett.
Yes,
JT Daniels.
JT Daniels is out there, and they're still this good. I mean, they look like Alabama the year they had Jalen Hurts and Tua, right? They can't go wrong either way, but their defenses was winning in these games, and obviously they're able to move the ball just fine. They're so unbelievably physical on both sides of the ball, and look, man, it was one of those things, right? So I was watching this game, and if you are on the road and the team is loud and you're watching and your team gets down and the crowd just goes crazy, you go into panic mode. You as a player and as a fan, out of it. Right? You have to have a slow, long drive and go score to really make that happen. Arkansas just couldn't do it. The defense was just too much, and you start to panic. A punt gets blocked in the end zone. Things go crazy.
It was 21-0 so fast.
Yes.
Like I blinked and it was 21-0, and I was like, yes. What just happened? And then Georgia took their foot off the brakes on offense because they only scored 16 more points?
Yeah, exactly.
With defense like that, Why do you need offense?
Right. You really can be.
Georgia could have kicked a field goal and just punted the rest of the game, and they just probably won the game.
No doubt about it. No, Georgia's the real deal. And you got to think if you do want to sit here and critique Georgia, right? You can look at that and say, man, are they going to take the foot off the gas once they start to get ahead? Because there are teams out there, and of course you look at Alabama, you look at what Oklahoma could be. We're not going to talk about what Oklahoma is because I think they're going to lose this weekend. We'll talk about that more in a bit. But you look at you look at a Lincoln Riley offense. You look at what it could be, and you think, well, this is maybe an offense that could sort of diffuse the defense of Georgia. But if there is a team out there that can do that, and Georgia truly is, you can score on them. Now you have to look and say, well, Georgia's never faced this before. All they faced the entire year is just defensive struggles. So to have a team score on them, that's going to be the only way that you could have hope against Georgia. If you want to critique them, it's that they haven't. You got to put
points on Georgia, and you got to put points on them quickly.
Exactly. You have to get up fast. You have to stay with them very, very early because if they get ahead of you, their defense.
Because you're not going to outrun them. Their defense.
No,
their defense is crazy.
Exactly. You're not going to outpace them, so you're going to have to do something. But Georgia looks like an old school football team right now. They look like a team that prides themselves on defense. And
there was that dude on their defense. He was like, I don't care who we're playing. It's like the Patriots. I don't care if we're playing. He was like, I don't care if we're playing the Patriots. Nobody's getting in our end zone. And he stood up to that because they didn't let Arkansas score any points.
Well, and again, this is an Arkansas team that's looked good all year. You know, you could argue that if Texas plays Casey Thompson in that game, things go a little differently. You could argue if A&M hadn't lost Haynes King that game would have gone differently. But the bottom line is Arkansas has been solid and they have looked extremely good for this. And so for them to go into a squash match like this and that happened.
But think about it though, Arkansas still has like an outside chance at the West because they just lost to an SEC East team.
Yes,
like an outside shot. They'd have to beat Alabama, which unlikely, but I don't know.
You know, I was really impressed with Alabama, their ability to bounce back against Ole Miss. They came prepared. They weren't going to let last year happen again.
I mean, it was 35-0.
It was almost sort of a revenge game for them, honestly. I think they remembered exactly how close that game was last year. I think they took that game like a loss. I don't think Saban let them get away with that, you know. So this felt like a revenge game from them. It felt like a rebound from a Florida from having an extremely close game against a Florida team that lost to Kentucky. Which, by the way, is Kentucky good? I don't know what to make of this.
Kentucky might be good, man.
Kentucky could be good. But I don't know, man.
We got to talk about that Kentucky Florida game. Kentucky won that game because of a blocked field goal return for a touchdown.
That's right. They did have a kick six in that game, didn't they?
They had a kick six. That's why they won 20-13.
I'm going to go ahead and play it real quick.
That was the first time that Kentucky has beaten Florida in Lexington since 1986.
86, man. That's such a long time ago.
Yeah, especially beating a team at home. Auburn did the same thing. You know, 2 streaks were broken. Kentucky hadn't beat Florida in Lexington since 1986, and Auburn hadn't beat LSU in Baton Rouge since 1999.
You know, it's funny how often blocked or returned field goals are returned, because you don't as a kickoff as a special teams unit, you don't practice what happens if your kick gets blocked, or at least most teams would not practice that. So it's such a like, what do we do moment. Get the guy. Well, this is and you always put a skill guy back there, right? Because you're trying to see if you can potentially block it. It's something that's not practiced.
Like Gary Danielson said back when Auburn had the kick six against Alabama. For Alabama, there's no athletes on the field when you're kicking potentially a game-winning field goal. You got all fat guys out there. They're not going to run down a wide receiver or a corner or whoever you put back there. They're not going to be able to catch up to him.
Exactly.
And that's why Chris Davis was able to go by him and
you just
have the Iron Bowl, and then
basically have a big O line up there, and you're kind of hoping that this thing gets over, you know.
Yeah.
And one way or the other, but it's crazy what can happen on special teams, man. It can change a game in a heartbeat. But
Kentucky might be real.
Kentucky might be real. Alabama's obviously real.
Florida ain't winning the East.
No, Florida's
not. It's crazy to say that the East is between Kentucky and Georgia right now.
Well, we know how that story is going to end, but it's good for Kentucky, right?
It's good for Kentucky.
You hope that they have a good season.
We're gonna talk about the game between LSU and Kentucky later. But yeah. So Daryl, I issued you a challenge last week.
You did.
To find something cool, college football related. and I would like to see your submission.
All right, well, I want to let you know real quick. Earlier, I was going to Best Buy because I wanted to pick up 2 games. I pre-ordered one. I was going to go buy Metroid. And so I went in there and literally, this has sort of slipped my mind, but there was actually a Ross right next door to Best Buy. I was like, perfect. All I'm going to do is go to Best Buy and take care of my business. And I had to wait a while because I had to go in the back to find the game or whatever because it came out today.
Ross is always next to a Best Buy.
Ross is great, right? I walk out, I go home, I'm like, I just walked right past Ross. So I didn't actually get a chance to do that, but I do still have something cool to show. And you've seen these, but you haven't actually seen the detail on them. So I kind of realized this is still kind of a cool item for you. So what I have for you, and you've seen these before, I think a lot of people have, is these frosted cups, right? Really nice. And what I like about these old school, because these were belong to my wife's grandma. That's how we have them. What I like about these is that it has sort of these old emblems on it. So you can actually see here on the back, it's got the old emblem, which, by the way, that's the emblem if you're actually on A&M's campus. They have a giant, I mean, this is the first emblem. It even says the mechanical, the Agricultural and Mechanical College of Texas. I mean, this is old AF, right? It's got the old banner on it, and it has old Sarge on it as well.
Oh, that's cool.
The good ag, right? So, so that's the one. I also have the Arkansas one, which again, similar thing. It's got the emblem on it. But what I really like, again, with both of these, and I would love to have a whole collection of these. It has this old, it has the old school Arkansas mask. Yeah. These are so cool because it shows you, it gives you a snapshot of sort of how college football was promoted once upon a time. It wasn't just logos. It was also, it wasn't just the stock PNG image you see on ESPN flashed up on the graphics. It was just it was grittier. It had really cartoony-ish, almost Popeye the Sailor Man-esque kind of mascots. So that's a pretty cool little thing. And I think actually here, maybe I was looking at the football. I thought it said Southwestern Conference on it or something like that, but it's just hash marks, not hash marks, but what is on top of the football that I can't think of the name of? Did you?
Laces?
Yeah, it's just laces. I thought it said Southwestern Conference or something, but that's my find that I kind of pulled out of my ass.
Yes, those are very neat. I like those. I actually went before we got on here. I got off work a little bit early today. I went looking because there was an antique store that had several of those, but the ones they had were clear with the banners on them, and they had an SMU and a Texas Tech. And I was going to go get them, but they had sold them because it was a long time ago. So my submission is the shirt I'm wearing.
Nice.
It's an LSU Columbia shirt, fishing shirt.
I like it.
I got it at Goodwill for $8.
Can't beat that, man.
$60 shirt, and I got it. It's a 4X, and it fits like a dress, but it's cool. But I want you to go look at our Discord. I did find something.
Let's get on camera.
Pretty cool at one of the
interesting
thrift shops I went to today.
Dr. Pepper Big 12 1996 championship game. I love that. That's awesome.
Yeah. So if you want to pop that up there.
And then also here's the back of it. What a nice find, man. And then look, I don't know if you didn't get a picture of it, but right here underneath the brim, it looks like there was some text as well, the old Big 12 logo maybe.
Yeah.
Down there under the brim.
Maybe I didn't take too many pictures of it. It was just on a thing. I didn't buy that hat.
It's still cool. It's still cool as hell though.
Yeah, but I saw it. That game was Texas versus Nebraska. Texas ended up winning 37-27.
Man.
I had to look that up just to know.
I feel like a Texas-Nebraska matchup this year would be really good.
Yeah, I think Texas wins that.
I think so too.
I'm going to pop another image into our...
Oh, please do. And if you want to do this again, if you want to try to do this again next week, I can certainly actually make time next week and try to find something.
I just thought it'd be a cool thing.
I love the idea. We should make it a tradition to do it on a certain game each year or whatever, do maybe a...
I posted a picture of these, the thing I just put in our Discord. I almost bought one of
old
these.
TCU logo. My God, look at that.
It's an old Southwest Conference glass. When it was all the Texas schools in Arkansas. And a lady was selling the day I told you about this. Because I texted you about this 2 weeks ago.
Right.
Literally, like the day after I told you about this idea, this glass popped up on Facebook Marketplace, and I almost bought it, but it sold before I could get some money situated to buy it.
I love
but
that.
Then I thought about it. I wasn't actually going to buy it because it's just going to sit it's not going to get used, obviously. Because
we just want to see it, right? Because it's cool. Yeah. I love the. First of all, just think about the fact that this was around the time that, correct me if I'm wrong, this is around the time that SMU was getting in trouble for buying players' cars. And really,
probably.
Right
SMU's on there somewhere, probably.
Yeah, they're on there. They're on there. Yeah, but it was
Rice
around that
is
time.
On there.
I love the Rice Owls logo. That's what I was going to say. That old Rice Owl looks really, really nice. The TCU logo kind of freaks me out. I don't like that it's that color.
That old school text. Kent Woodward's here, man. What's going on? He said, "Go Hogs." Hoping we come out strong after our reality check. I think y'all will. I think y'all.
Look, man, I think so too, because I don't think it's that the Hogs weren't prepared. I just think that Georgia is. I think
Georgia's that good. Yeah.
I think, yeah. I mean, I think Georgia is just the brick wall that's going to hit all of us. I think Georgia. After what I've seen for Georgia this year, the way they're playing defense, I think the sky really is the limit for them. This might be their year.
But also it's Georgia, so they're going to find a way to screw this up somehow.
Oh yeah, they'll whiff the game-winning field goal against whoever in the Natty or whatever. Which, by the way, I think that team might be Iowa. We'll talk more about that in a little bit. Or if you want to talk about it now, we can talk about it now because
we got our boys the Okra. We got to talk about our Delta State statesmen.
Real quick before we do Iowa, give me an update on the Okra. What the Bobcats doing? I don't know, Trey. What are the Bobcats doing?
What is Texas State up to? That was a really cool Texas State shirt at Goodwill alongside this one, but it was too small for me.
Tell me about the Okra while I look up what Texas State.
They lost again. Goddamn. 39-33 to the University of West Georgia. They are in a 3-game losing streak.
Oof, you hate to see the Okra slide.
Yeah, I would like to slide some Okra into my gullet every now and then.
First of all, no one says the word gullet anymore. That word is expired. Can we strike that from the record, please?
To
update you, Trey.
Delicious right now.
Texas State is 1-3. They have won one game against FIU. It was on the road, but they are getting squashed pretty much every week. Although they did put a pretty good fight against Baylor, and I think Baylor's actually Baylor did lose against Oklahoma State, did they not? Yeah, they lost Oklahoma State. Very close one.
I think we both picked Oklahoma State for that one. But
bummer.
The Okra go to Valdosta State this week. And Valdosta.
Trey's like, finally, I forgot about the Okra. Y'all reminded me.
But yeah,
they go where?
To Valdosta State. Valdosta State, who is a Division III powerhouse. They've won a bunch of national championships. Valdosta State's really good.
That sounds
Valdosta, really, Georgia.
That can't be a real place. Valdosta?
Yeah, Valdosta. They got a show coming out on Netflix called Titletown High. That's about Valdosta.
Sure enough, yeah, this is a real thing. I had no clue. Well, okay, I recognize this. I didn't realize this is them, though. Okay. Yeah. Yes, I know about these guys. I didn't realize that was what they were called, though. This is a legit program. You could tell. Yeah. You could tell it's legit because this dude looks like he's a good coach.
Yeah.
Coming out of
they won several national championships. Kent says, sounds like a team from a Netflix show. Yeah.
Yeah, it does. It does.
The Titletown High is in Valdosta. Valdosta State.
It sounds like a team from a show where, like, the guy that plays Archie Andrews on Riverdale would run out and, like, he's the quarterback, you know?
You're actually showing clips from the show, not the actual team. Valdosta State wears red. Yeah. You're showing clips from Titletown High, which I haven't got to watch yet.
Well, let me actually try to... Whatever, we don't have to be accurate here. This is not what the show's about. I don't feel like looking that up.
We're still talking about Valdosta, Georgia. You're talking about the high school. But they also have Valdosta State.
Valdosta State. Blazers football?
Are they the Blazers? I thought they were the Bulldogs. I'm tripping. But
they were in red, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a V with it says State across it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's it.
Good.
Is it? Well, hang on. Now we're saying this. The Crusaders. There's a lot of Valdosta teams. Hang on a minute. Valdosta State wins to. Okay, this is them right here. This is
a big red V with the word state across it.
Yes. So that's the red.
There you go.
We found it. We got them. Okay. Though they look mean, dude.
State. Yeah, they're good. So I predict another loss. I mean, go Okra, but
could you imagine if they pulled that one out? That would be a hell of a win
crazy.
for the Statesman, for the Okra.
There would be.
Well, Spencer, we both been humbled. We started out the season. I was very high on UCLA. You were very high on what's that team again? I just keep forgetting their name because they're so irrelevant. Fresno State. Both teams, obviously, Fresno State took care of business against UCLA a couple of weeks ago. We still fought it out. Both teams have lost another game since then. What are you going to do?
But I will say, Fresno State only lost by a field goal to Hawaii. UCLA got clapped by Arizona State. So
yeah.
Arizona State might be the real deal.
Arizona State might be the real deal, but there's a lot to like still about UCLA. But
you know who's not the real deal no more in the Pac-12? Oregon. Because they had the game won against Stanford. They literally had the game won with 2 minutes remaining, and they couldn't get the clock to run out.
You know, all I saw. So here, let me just give you some context because I saw where they had went up. I was like, cool. I was running around the day at that point. I was doing a couple things, but I saw that they were up. I walked away. I came back there in overtime, and what you're saying is exactly what the announcers are saying. What happened? Like how did this...
I don't remember either because I was like watching the game and I was like,
assumed it was over.
Yeah. And so I think I flipped to another game and then I checked back at the score and it was like Stanford's got the ball, they're driving. And it got to overtime. They were on 4th down on like the 5 Stanford was. And Oregon committed with no time left. And Oregon committed a pass interference penalty and gave them one untimed down, and they scored a touchdown on the untimed down to send it to overtime.
Apparently, it started out with Kayvon Thibodeau. He comes up and apparently he gets ejected for targeting.
Yeah, there was a lot of crazy calls.
So basically, it was just like oh my god, yeah, he's actually like knocked the fuck out. Damn, he's like gone too. Okay, so I guess that's what happened, and then sure enough, that was enough to keep him in the game. But you know, look, this is a Stanford team although was scrappy in this game, is a team that you should beat. If you're going to beat that team, all this tells me one, Ohio State is not that team, and it also tells me that Oregon was not going to go the distance, which is a shame.
Oregon caught lightning in a bottle. But I will say this: and I can't believe this is a stat. When Oregon is undefeated and in like I think the top 3, and they play at Stanford. Stanford is 4-0 against an undefeated top 3 ranked Oregon.
Why is that true?
I don't know.
Why? How can that be possible?
It's actual factual.
I don't know, man.
They talked about it, but I will give shout out to Kirk Herbstreit because on game day he called it. He was like, "I think Stanford can win this game. I'm going to pick Stanford."
You know, he was looking.
I guess
like he
saw the stats because you got to go with the history.
Yeah,
you look at 3-0 versus undefeated Oregon ranked in the top 3 all time.
You know what it was? It was Kentucky beating Florida that cost them the game because there was only one weird streak that could break that day, and it broke in Kentucky. It broke with Kentucky.
It broke Kentucky and Florida and Auburn. Couldn't do 3.
Right, exactly. It was too much for one day. The college football gods were like, no, sorry, this is where we
got to have more upsets.
Exactly.
But look at the upsets we've had. Number 3 went down. Number 10 went down.
And see, here I was thinking things were normal, right? Because Alabama looked normal again. They won a game that you'd think they should win. Georgia looked normal. They won a game, but you're right. I mean, I technically there was actually. I completely forgot about the Oregon game. I guess I repressed it. I was really depressed. I wanted Oregon to go.
That was the thing. I wasn't upset about LSU losing to Auburn or my other 2 picks going wrong. I was upset that Oregon lost.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it could. I like Cristobal. I think he's a really good coach. They were getting on to the announcers were upset at him for like yelling at a player, being like, "Okay, that's too far. You have to embarrass young." I don't know, man. I've been.
But that player took his licking though.
Of course.
He took his yelling at. He was just like, "Yes, sir."
That's exactly right, and that's the lesson you learn. Like sometimes you just have to put up with some shit or whatever.
I did think he yelled at him a little too much, but like,
Nah, man. In the heat of the game, what matters is the play and nothing else, right? Like, you need to.
And I'm
understand
sure
as a player,
Coach Cristobal is like, He might have been like, hey, I got on you a little bit.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, it everywhere right now.
All we're going to see is what we saw on TV. But things like that don't really bother me because that's just coaching, man. That's just how it goes. Yeah. Like, I've seen so many things.
Here's what I want you to notice about the next time you watch, which is going to be tomorrow. The next time you watch Alabama.
Okay.
If Alabama is up and like they could be blowing a team out, Nick Saban is yelling and cussing and throwing things and going berserk.
Oh, yeah.
And they're blowing them out by 50 points. Watch him when they get down. He's patting butts. He's clapping. He's like, all right, good, long game.
So true. Yes.
It's like a flip. It's like Jekyll and Hyde.
Well, right.
But like the opposite way you think it should be.
Right. And it's because of the morale of like, look, a comeback being down, that is the time when you need your guys to like be disciplined, number one, but also have hope, because what you don't want is panic. What you don't want is fear. If you're up, what you don't want is complacency. How do you fix that? You get on people's ass and tell them to stay in the game, just to keep the heat on.
Did you see the interview I sent you of Nick Saban?
I don't think I did. I saw the I Hate Alabama song, which, by the way, if you haven't heard the song,
that song slaps.
If you haven't heard the song, I Hate Alabama
by Connor Smith. It's on. It just released today. It's on.
Oh, it's on
Spotify.
It's on the actual
Spotify, Apple Music. Yeah, it's on the actual platforms. It's like a breakup song about a guy from Tennessee dating a girl who went to the University of Alabama. But it's like a really good song. It's kind of memey.
So good.
It's a really good song if you like country music, obviously.
So here's the thing. You sent me this, right? And I was like, okay, this is probably just some goofy like YouTube song. I'll listen to it later. I didn't realize it is a fleshed out, really good song that just happens to be about this. So yeah, if you haven't heard that, please listen to it. It's fantastic.
That's my song of the week. That's my
song of the week too. It's so good.
And everybody in the comments of the video is like, watch, it's going to be Alabama fans getting this thing to the top. They're going to be the ones listening to it the most.
Oh, hell yeah. Hell yeah. Well, that's because every time someone just cannot stand Alabama, it's music to their ears because it's like, keep it coming. We don't care. We're winning. So,
yeah.
As you were saying, the Alabama interview or the Nick Saban interview. Right?
He was talking about, this is 2011 season. This is the year that they won the national championship. They shouldn't have. I'm not going to get into the fact that they shouldn't have even been in the national championship game that year, but they played Georgia Southern that year, and Georgia Southern they run like a triple option, spread option type of offense, and they beat them by like 30 points.
Alabama beat them?
Alabama beat them. And he was like, y'all don't remember the Georgia State game, do you? He was like, they ran through our ass like shit through a tin horn, and we could not stop them. This is a victory he's talking about, right?
Yeah.
And you look at the stats. Georgia State had like 300 rushing yards. Georgia Southern had like 300 rushing yards. It was crazy.
Look, man,
against the 2011 Alabama defense.
Yeah.
You got to think about how good that defense was.
Well, and here's what I think people don't understand about Nick Saban, and what I think people don't understand about Tom Brady. I think they're cut of the same cloth. So I was having a conversation with Callie the other day, and she said,
immortal?
Well, immortal is one thing, but like Callie was asking me. She said, what do you think? What do you think Tom Brady is after? He's done it all. Not only has he won Super Bowls, he's won Super Bowls in multiple teams.
I just think he wants to prove that he can do it as long as possible.
Well, I think that's part of it, but I think, honestly, I think he is going after, and I think Nick Saban is sort of, even though Nick Saban has technically done this several times, I think that Tom Brady, I think he's just going for the perfect season. He hasn't had it, right? He had the perfect season going into whatever it was. I think it was 2008, 2009, the helmet catch game. 2007, was it?
I hate that game.
The helmet catch game against New York.
That's the only time I ever cheered for the Patriots in the Super Bowl, just because I wanted them to go undefeated. Well, and I don't like the Giants because I'm a Cowboys fan.
And I've been a Tom Brady fan since then, right? The Patriots, whatever. But Tom Brady as a player, I've been a fan since then. I think he's going after that perfect season. And whenever you're going for that perfect season, you have to be a perfectionist. Nick Saban and Tom are both. They're perfectionists, right?
You know what I think Nick Saban is waiting for?
They're obsessed about the small things. What's that?
You know what I think Nick Saban, because I looked this up the other day. Genuinely, I think Nick Saban wants to pass Bear Bryant in all-time wins to go to number 3 in all-time wins for college coaches, and he'll call it quits. Let's say you get about 13, 14 games a year. He's got about 5 years left before he does that. Because you got to assume a Nick Saban coached Alabama team is going to be this good for a while. So
there is no cracks in the armor. There is no chainmail, and it's just
he's not going to get to number one because he would have to. Because I think Bear Bryant is at like 320 something.
Is that right? Yeah.
And Nick Saban is at like 266 right now in all-time wins.
Right.
And the most all-time is Joe Paterno from Penn State, and he's at 406. So like Nick Saban would have to coach for like 10 more years after that. So
sure. That would be one hell of a feat. But I
guarantee you everybody else in the SEC is going to jump for joy the day Nick Saban retires.
Oh, well, and I think so. Honestly, man, I think someone's going to have to retire him. Like either he is going to die coaching, or he is going to become obsolete.
They're going to have to pay him a bunch of money to leave.
Yeah, exactly. Like there's going to have to be a matter of like Nick Saban can no longer beat this team because this program beats him every year. You know,
or I don't even think it's that. I think he's going to go until he is physically enabled to do so. Or he's going to be like, he's going to die on the sideline.
Right. Like, exactly. We'll witness it.
And, very sad thing that, look what happened to Joe Paterno. They fired Joe Paterno, and not 6 months later, cash just chips in. Mm-hmm. I'm not saying that's going to happen to Nick Saban, but someone who has done this for as long as someone like Nick Saban has, and football is their life. Like, right. Coaching,
exactly. Where do you go? Right, that's all you've ever known.
Joe Paterno, someone said coaching is what kept Joe Paterno alive, and I kind of agree with that.
Yeah, and it might be the same for Saban, but anyways, man, we got games to talk about.
Oh, we do.
Yes, we do. And I have a play of the week, but we'll get there in a minute because you'll see.
We went a little long. Yeah.
It's all right.
What we got on our list? I forgot
just
what order I put it in.
Quick update. Number 5, Cincinnati right now is up against Temple. They are 17-0 right now. Temple has the ball. It looks like they're moving it, but second quarter, Cincinnati's up 17-0.
Cincinnati's very good.
Especially since they put down Notre Dame last week, as we all thought they would do. Actually, I think I picked Notre Dame. I thought they were going to weasel themselves by, but I'm very happy Cincinnati won. I think they're the better team, and they showed it. They looked dominant the entire game.
They really did.
So it was nice to see Notre Dame actually be overrated, like we said they have been.
Mm-hmm. So, first game on the list, we've got my LSU Tigers going to visit the number 16th ranked undefeated Kentucky Wildcats going up to Lexington this weekend.
Why can't I find this game on the schedule?
Oh, it's there.
Oh, there it is. Okay.
We've got, there's some history between these two.
UK looking like the favorite, 2.5 points.
They are
favored. Kentucky. Wow.
They are favored. Kentucky will be at home. There's a lot of, people have faith in Kentucky, and, my wife's dad's family is from Kentucky. But we also cheer for LSU around here. So, interesting game for sure. There's history. Like if you've seen the thumbnail and our title, we said beat the hell out of Bluegrass. That's a little nod to A&M, but we got to shout out the Bluegrass Miracle. If you don't know what the Bluegrass Miracle is, way back in the day, LSU went up to Kentucky to play a game, and Kentucky was ranked, and they looked like they had it, and LSU threw a Hail Mary that bounced between a couple players, and then receiver caught it and took off to the end zone.
It looked kind of like that old Auburn, Georgia game.
Where, it's kind of what it looked like.
Dink, and by the way, scored.
Yeah, and like there were fans in the end zone and like on the field. There's a really cool picture of what's not cool anymore. Rest in peace, Jared Lorenzen. But there's a video, they dumped the Gatorade on the Kentucky coach because they thought they had won the game, and then LSU won the game.
Which history repeated itself in that 7 overtime game in College Station a couple years back, because that's exactly what happened to Orgeron.
Rest in peace to the hefty lefty.
We'll be doing that shit again.
Yeah, the Pillsbury throw boy. That's what they called him. Anyway, Kentucky looks good.
They do. They're running the ball very well. They're winning up front. They're able to.
LSU looks bad right now.
LSU is struggling.
But, in all bias aside, I think this is a trap game for Kentucky.
Really?
I do. I think Kentucky needs to be on their P's and Q's and watch out against LSU. Kentucky's going to be at home.
Yep.
That stadium's going to be rocking. They're going to be wearing their gray uniform. Yeah, they're going to be wearing their gray uniforms that I like a lot. Kentucky, I'm going to pick you to win by a field goal, but watch out.
All right.
I think this might be a trap game.
Okay.
I literally flipped a coin to make my pick for this game because I genuinely know how to pick.
Yeah.
And it came up Kentucky. I'm going to say Kentucky by a field goal. But because, I think this might be a trap. My Tigers are bad right now, but I think we might eke one out. And, another top 25 upset might happen.
Yeah. Well, that's a good pick. To me, I think it's very 50-50 as well. But I like what LSU's doing defensively this year. They've been very solid against the run. That sort of is the identity of Kentucky. I think if you load the box and you make what's their quarterback's name?
Will Levis.
Yeah,
Penn State transfer.
I'm looking at the wrong. Yeah, Will Levis. I think if you load the box, you stop the run, you make him play quarterback. I think that the Kentucky the LSU will be able to win this game. I actually got LSU winning it by 10. I think they win pretty comfortably. But I agree. I think it is kind of a trap game for Kentucky. They're going to be hot coming off last week. But you have to be able to play quarterback really well to be able to take down this LSU team because their defense is still pretty solid. They're only allowing about 23.
Yeah, our offense is trash.
Offense is struggling, but I think that they might do just enough. Give me LSU. And I don't think, I'll go on a limb here and say, I don't think that Kentucky is going to return a kick. I don't think they're going to return. I don't think they're going to get an extra point.
Watch them return two now.
I swear to God. Yeah, no.
They're going to be like Texas and Maryland a few years ago. Remember that?
Oh, my God. Could you imagine? That did happen, didn't that?
Also, LSU news, Derek Stingley had surgery on his foot, and he is going to be out for probably the rest of the season.
Ooh, hot damn.
And I do believe he's played his last game at LSU. I don't think he'll suit up for the Tigers again.
Yeah,
he's going to go to the NFL. But he's going to be great for whoever picks. He's still top 10 pick in the draft, and he's going to be great for whoever gets him. I just hope it's not the Eagles.
I just hope it's not the Cowboys. I hope the Cowboys do well enough this year to where they're too low to get him. That's my hope. Kent says he thinks LSU gets it done. I agree with you, Kent. I think LSU is.
I'm going to pick Kentucky simply because they're at home.
Yeah,
but.
It's gonna be cool.
I've been making ballsy picks all year. I'm gonna go with the safe picks this week.
It took Bo Nix's magic to put away LSU last week. I think that they're gonna.
But we didn't run the ball. We were up with like 6 minutes left, and if we would have run the ball and run some time off, we'd probably beat Auburn. But
but Auburn's run defense is really, really good. I think they were trying to be unpredictable, did a little too much.
That's not. I'm not saying we couldn't run. We did not run. We did not
didn't try it.
A run play for like the last 6 minutes of the game when we should have.
Well, can't do that again. Got to make wiser decisions. But I think LSU has more talent. I think that they'll manage to weasel by this one. But I could be wrong. Maybe Kentucky goes 6-0, and then suddenly Kentucky's having one of their best years in years. So ever since what was it, 2018, whenever they had that good running back whose name is escaping me right now.
Oh, Benny Snell?
Benny Snell, yeah. That was with the Steelers, I believe. So. All right, next game on the schedule: Crimson Tide going to visit the Aggies in College Station. 3-2 A&M after an ugly loss last week against Mississippi State.
We at the beginning of the year, this game looked like it was going to be a marquee matchup. Yeah, it really did. And like I saw, but like people are still showing up to this game. I saw pictures on Twitter of the ticket pool at A&M. Well, people were out in the parking lot. It was crazy.
Well, it's like this back in the day. Like everybody's going to go to the Yankees game because everybody wants to be there in case your team happens to beat the Yankees. It's the same thing, man. The Yankees are coming to town. Everybody's going to show up. But bottom line is A&M's going to get squashed in this game. If you've ever seen, I don't know if there's any people that remember the 2014 matchup. Whenever it was the year after Johnny Manziel left, and there was they had Kenny Hill at quarterback. Went into Tuscaloosa, lost 56-0. A big old goose egg. Would not surprise me if we saw something similar here. But
I disagree with you.
Okay, well, make your case because I'd love to hear it.
Oh, Alabama's definitely going to win the game for sure.
Go
like 100%. I was like, I'm not that ballsy. Okay. Alabama's going to win the game. But this is going to be in Kyle Field with a full capacity crowd. Kyle Field is a very tough place. Just hear me out. Alabama's still going to win.
I have things to say, but go ahead.
With the exception of that 2014 game, A&M has always played Alabama tough, regardless of how A&M is doing. For whatever reason, they just put together a performance against Alabama. And I think Alabama might still win by like 20 points. But I think A&M might hang around in the first quarter, second quarter. You can't deny the presence of Kyle Field. Like, you just can't do it. Now, obviously, do we want A&M to do the impossible and take down and defeat Superman? Of course we do. But I don't think it's going to happen.
So you gave me a stat last week that was, what was the stat? I believe you said Auburn has not won in Death Valley in, 9 years?
In 1999.
1999. I was doing this
since 1999.
I knew there was a 9 in there somewhere. When you tell me that is a stat that I can look and say, okay, Death Valley is legit, right? Death Valley is the real deal. Kyle Field is a wonderful place. It is a beautiful place.
I've been there. It's very fun.
And I've been there on countless times. It's a wonderful place. It is not a Death Valley. It is a dangerous place to play if A&M is good. I would argue that Death Valley is a tough place to play, even if LSU is bad. Look how close it was last week. LSU is not as great this year. LSU can win games where the other team is better at home just because Death Valley is that rock. And Kyle Field is not that. Auburn has won, since joining the SEC, Auburn has won more games at Kyle Field than Texas A&M has against Auburn. Auburn owns Kyle Field. Every time they come, they win that game, just about. I think there was maybe 1-2 years since they joined the SEC that A&M has won the home game against Auburn. Kyle Field is not that beast. So while I would love to say yes, I agree with you. It has the ingredients to be that place. It is not that place. Alabama has never lost at Kyle Field, and it is. I think this is not close. I don't think A&M hangs around. I have zero hope for the Aggies this weekend. I think that it's going to be ugly. I think it's going to be 35-3 going into the half, Alabama. If I could say that there is any hope in this game, it is that the A&M defense does appear to be solid. They struggled against Mississippi State last week because of that strange Mike Leach offense that sort of makes you be very patient. You can't send a blitz because there is literally no running game. It is just toss out over the top. If you drop the linebacker, someone's going to be in the middle of the field every single time. So you have to be very patient and sort of let your guys win. You can't switch to man coverage and blitz. You have to stay. And that's really frustrating. It's really tough. So I think that was what was the issue last week. But A&M's defense is very good, so we'll see. But I do think that this game is not close. If there is any hope, it is going to be that they just keep it close going into the half and somehow the offense gets things together. Kent says Alabama 52, A&M 17. I'll take that score. that sounds about right. So it's a shame, that's where we live in.
I wish I still had my Beat the Hell Alabama shirt.
Oh, you don't have any more?
No, I outgrew it. I ended up tossing it. I still remember that 2013 game because I watched it at Buffalo Wild Wings in Lake Charles. And
that was good. I was there. It was a wonderful time. It was a lot.
Very upset at the outcome.
It was a lot. Let me just tell you that there was a lot of it was a roller coaster of emotions that day. But it was fun. I enjoyed it. Johnny Manziel balling out. Just our defense wasn't ready because A&M didn't have a defense then. If they had the defense they have today,
but
they had
also Johnny threw like 2 interceptions, and if he wouldn't have thrown that one interception in the end zone when the other guy was open, he just like kind of lofted it up there, and then that dude anyway.
Yeah, it didn't help. The bad guy just made a play. Yeah. Boise State going to visit BYU, number 10 by the way. This is not just any BYU team. This is a number 10 BYU that's about to join the Big 12. BYU. BYU might be the team that is just going to sneak its way into the playoff in the next 5 to 10 years. Mark my words, this program is looking good, and they're about to join a Power 5.
They're about to be in the Big 12, so
BYU slowly but surely looking nasty. Who you got?
Also, AP poll. Can we please put Wyoming in the top 25?
Show some respect. God damn.
They're undefeated.
Yeah. Come on now.
There's another undefeated team that you don't have. And put UTSA in the top 25. Why are they not ranked? Why are UTSA and Wyoming not in the top 25? Anyway, BYU by a lot.
Yeah, I agree. And not close. Nothing fancy
At
here.
home in Provo. Yep. Boise State's not what they used to be.
No, they're not.
Khalil Shakir is their best wide receiver at Boise State. And every time that man touches a football field, we should all be thankful for it because he is a marvel to watch. But
he's gonna make a lot of money one day. Yeah, give me BYU in a big way.
Also put Coastal Carolina in the top 10. Dag Flabbit.
Hey, look, the Chanticleers look pretty good, man. They really do.
Okay, well, I have a question for you, actually.
Okay.
So the Chanticleers that we talked about last season, they're a chicken, right? They're a big chicken. And
when was that? I don't remember that. We
had a whole we did. We put them on our thumbnail. Anyway, Chanticleers is a big chicken, like big mythical chicken. I
didn't know it was mythical.
Yeah, it's like from like mythology or like fairy tales, whatever. Anyway, they are in Conway, South Carolina. The South Carolina Gamecocks are in Columbia, South Carolina. So if Coastal Carolina and South Carolina was ever a rivalry, would you call it chicken instead of beef? Because they're both chickens mascots.
just run the outro. I guess you would, Spencer. I guess you would. What was it? Well, you told me something else like that this week. You were like something. Would you call it this? Was that how we ended the show last week? You said something.
Yeah,
like
I said. Kent Wood said you would call it poultry.
What? Will says, I imagine Spencer smashing his Yeti mug, asking why, demanding answers. Talking about Coastal Carolina and Wyoming not being in the top 25, not being in top 10. I could see that. Just Spencer going fucking nuts about it.
I'm not gonna wild out this much. Trey says demanding pictures of Spider-Man.
Oh, God damn it. Okay. Anyways. Michigan State, number 11, going to visit Rutgers, the Scarlet Knights. Michigan looked good this year, man.
Sneaky game.
Michigan State. I'm sure.
Michigan State's number 11.
Mm-hmm.
Going to a very good, I think, a decent Rutgers team. They're going to be in Piscataway. I think it's like an 11 a.m. kickoff.
Michigan always gives me hope, man.
What time is the kickoff?
11 a.m. kickoff.
11 a.m. kickoff out there in New Jersey. Michigan State's got to take a flight. Yes, Rutgers only lost by a touchdown to Michigan.
Spencer, I can tell where you're going with this. Don't you dare. This is wasting.
Oh, Michigan State's going to win. I'm just saying.
Okay. Don't waste our damn time.
But I'm just saying. I don't think Rutgers is going to win, but I think they'll hang around. You might look up in the third quarter and it might be tied.
They should. They're in the Big Ten. Of course, they should hang around, but they're going to lose this game.
Oh yeah, I think Michigan State wins by at least 10. But I'm just saying, 11 a.m. kickoff. Michigan State's got to take a flight. Rutgers has looked decent against Michigan.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. No, Michigan's been very, very physical. Peyton Thorne.
Michigan State means.
Excuse me, Michigan
State. They're gonna give the ball to Kenneth. What's his name? Kenneth Walker III.
Yes,
they're gonna give the ball to him about 50 times and
running the ball very well, very secure at the football as well. Peyton Thorne's only thrown one interception, and he's been lights out. I mean, he's been very solid. You look at this schedule, they haven't really beat anybody that you just want to write home about and say this is a big win. But Nebraska, Miami, for those being teams that they've won against, you go, okay, this is a team that could be something. So we'll see. But I like them at number 11. I think they are solidly at number 11. But yeah, we'll see what happens. I got Michigan State as well. Now this one
says Michigan State is the team I always loved as a kid playing NCAA just because the mascot was dope. I agree with you. Spartans is a good mascot.
100, Kent, absolutely.
Spartans is a great mascot. I just wish one of them, because the Spartans in real life wore scarlet, like a deep scarlet red, and bronze. So I want like a bronze and scarlet Spartans team.
You don't like that weird seafoam green they wear?
It's regular green. For you?
It's kind of seafoam to me, isn't it?
No, it's just like regular green.
We're not doing this. I'm partially colorblind. All right.
Oh, I am too.
Are you really?
Yeah. You put the right shade of green and the right shade of red next to each other, I can't tell the difference.
Interesting. There's like a couple different kinds of colorblind. Anyways, Arkansas going to visit the Rebels. both teams coming off of tougher losses. This is an interesting situation, right? Arkansas, of course, just got absolutely washed by Georgia. You look at Ole Miss; they just got washed by Alabama. So you look at these teams. They're both coming off. Get your popcorn ready. It's 11 a.m. kickoff. Both teams are going to be tired. They've been really frustrated. This is two teams that are pissed off. This is a big-time West showdown because, honestly, you're looking at who's going to be probably second in the West with this one, unless Alabama just loses it and skids.
Well, second in the West right now is Auburn. They're 4-1, and their only loss is to Penn State.
That's true. So you look at Auburn as well. It's tough to say, but this is a big-time matchup. Who you got, man? This is, again, 11 a.m. kickoff. Both teams are pissed off.
The popcorn
big chips on their
thing.
Shoulder.
The Lane Kiffin popcorn thing, if you want to know where that comes from.
I would love to know that.
Right before they kicked off at Alabama, he was had the headset on, and they were doing pregame interview, and he said something, get your popcorn ready, and then he literally tossed the headphones off his head because he had to go, and it looked very rude at the time, but he came back and explained it. He goes, "Look, that looked awful, that looked horrible, but they literally told me there was 30 seconds till kickoff, so I had to go, so I had to toss the headset and run." So, but it looks like, he goes, and I contacted I don't remember who it was in the interview. He goes, "Look, I'm sorry. That looked very rude. I'm so sorry."
No, I got to see this.
And then, but he is fully leaned into the popcorn thing. People sent him popcorn products on Twitter, bags of popcorn salt and popcorn kernels. And it was just a funny thing. So Lane Kiffin is a character and I love it.
Hang on a second here.
And it was literally so.
This is on the sideline, right?
Yeah, it was literally just so abrupt. He said, "Get your popcorn ready," and tosses the headset because he had to go get ready to coach his team. And it's.
Oh my God, I haven't seen that.
Yeah, it's great.
All right, get your popcorn ready.
Yeah.
I like how he stared at the camera too. That was the part that got me. Is he looks over, kind of yeah, what you gonna do about it? Look. Watch his face. Hold on, here we go. He put eyes right to the camera, and then just just that moment of oh yeah, I just did that. That's the best thing I've ever seen.
Yeah, and it looks rude when you watch it, but he came out and he goes he was they told me 30 seconds, so I had to dip.
Oh my God, I'm his biggest fan now for that. That was amazing.
Yeah, Lane Kiffin's. He's almost 50 years old.
That's crazy to me. But first of all, I wish he had just owned it. I wish when they asked him about it afterwards, he was like, you know what? Honestly, I just really want to make a statement. Okay, I wanted to have a mic drop moment, and that was my chance, and I don't regret anything. That was a power move on my part. So take it or leave it. I wish he had owned up to it. But that's really funny. I love that.
Anyway, back to the game.
Certainly better thing to be talked about as a coach than Urban Meyer's whole situation right now. So
yeah, anyway. He is doing everything in his power to get fired by the Jaguars, so he can take the USC job.
I'm telling you. Anyways, Arkansas, Ole Miss, who you got, brother? This is gonna be a good one.
Ole Miss has got a great offense, and Arkansas has got a great defense.
Yep.
They're going to be in Oxford. Mm-hmm. Great. I would love to go to the Grove one day just to say I did it. That tailgate environment looks awesome.
Oh yeah.
But anyway, I think this game's going to come down to which one of those two units can do their thing the best. And I think simply because they're going to be in Oxford, Lane Kiffin is going to have a bounce back game. They're both Sam Pittman and Lane Kiffin are both going to have bounce back games. I think Arkansas's defense is going to be a little tired after getting pummeled by Georgia. Yeah. So I'm going to pick Ole Miss in this one. I think this might be a high scoring game. I think the defenses might be a little tired. So I'm going to say Ole Miss 45, Arkansas 35.
Okay. Wow. Interesting. This will be fun. So I think that, it's tough. What intrigues me about this game is how Ole Miss handles that 3-5-3 defense. They gave Texas so much trouble, they gave A&M so much trouble. As far as Georgia goes, they're just too good, right? They just have answers athletically on both sides of the ball, no matter what. But this is a game that feels a little bit more balanced, right? As far as the talent available, the experience obviously lies with Arkansas. The talent probably lies with Ole Miss. This is a really close one, man. I think.
Oh, this is going to be a back and forth affair.
Yeah, I think I have to go with Ole Miss because I think they figure it out.
Whoever makes the first mistake loses.
Yeah, exactly. Whoever wins, I'll tell you this much. Whoever wins the turnover battle, I think wins this one. It's going to be extremely close. Yeah. I agree. Give me Ole Miss.
Still love Arkansas, though. I'm so proud of Arkansas.
Yeah, 100%.
Still so proud of them for what they've done this season. I love the way Sam Pittman has got that program turned around. Yeah.
Kent says, I think the Razorbacks will do better with the nerves this game. They got stunned by Georgia's defense early. And that's the thing, right, Kent? It's like they just – it became panic mode way too fast.
It was also like an 11 a.m. kickoff. Yeah, it was weird.
Right. It was just a panic. It was a panic button too early. And once you get behind against that defense, you're not doing anything, right? Like it's just too late. You can go try to be a hero, but it's just not happening.
Also, we got to talk about SEC Nation, Big Noon, Kickoff, and College Game Day. College Game Day, why in the hell are you not going to Iowa City tomorrow? Look, I get it.
That's Texas an excellent question.
I get it. Texas and Oklahoma are playing in Dallas, but it's number 3 versus number 4.
Sure,
why are you not in Iowa City?
Yeah, but the ratings are going to follow the South. That's the problem.
Yeah.
But I'm with you. I think if it was any other weekend, that's exactly what it would be.
Also, SEC Nation, why are you going to LSU and Kentucky and not Arkansas and Ole Miss? Why? Like,
hey man, I don't know. Maybe we should cover it. Maybe we should start our own show. We just show up there, just do it. Georgia going to visit Auburn. Who you got, brother?
Deep South's oldest rivalry. I don't know who's going to be the quarterback for Georgia this week.
I don't.
Georgia's defense is very good. Yeah, it probably doesn't matter. No. Georgia is very good.
Yeah.
And
2:30 kickoff, CBS.
2:30 CBS kickoff. That's always like one of the biggest games of the week. The CBS game. I think Georgia wins this game handedly.
Oh yeah.
But I also would not be surprised if you looked up and Auburn was doing something. I just sure. I got like this itch in like the back left side of my back where like Auburn is like might do something against Georgia. Because Bo Nix was playing out of his mind last week against LSU. Yes, Georgia's way better than LSU right now. But like they're going to be in Auburn. This is a big rivalry game. I think Georgia wins by like 2 touchdowns or 3 touchdowns, but it would not surprise me. Like I got an itch right here that Auburn might do something. I don't know. I got a feeling about it.
It's very sweet. I think Georgia wins by 3 touchdowns, but I do expect Bo Nix is going to put on a show at some point. I got Georgia winning this. I'm gonna go 38-13. I think it's that big.
Hey, this is Trey from College Game Day. I hate Iowa. That's all.
Well, now wait a minute. Hang on. First of all, Iowa. Kent says I'd tune in if y'all covered it. That would be beautiful. We should maybe do something like that down the line. We got to go to a
We should go to a lot. We should go like
we got to go to
we should find the game that Big Noon Kickoff Game Day or SEC Nation is not at that they should be at, and we should go to it.
Kent says, I assure you Arkansas will make mistakes, but I think we'll pull it off. Arkansas 28, Ole Miss 24, and a nail biter where Arkansas barely holds them off. I'd be down with that. I would love that game. That would be entertaining. I hope that happens, Kent.
I just hope the games tomorrow are entertaining. For the love of God, just entertain the shit out of me.
Because
my team sucks right now. Mm-hmm. My team's, but like, not that there was a lot of blowouts. The 2 biggest games were blowouts. Mm-hmm. Like the 2 biggest games of the week were blowouts. And so
it's kind of wild to think that's how that ended up, right? We got Red River Showdown, and in Austin, the Sooners are coming down to Austin, man.
No. Dallas. They always play the Cotton Bowl.
I'm so stupid. Yes, the Cotton Bowl.
State Fair of Texas.
I just saw it and I was like, their home game.
Also, question.
What you got for me?
Like, now it doesn't matter because the other thing is going to happen. But ever since A&M moved to the Big 12, not the Big 12, moved to the SEC.
Right.
And UT and A&M didn't play each other on Thanksgiving anymore. Mm-hmm. Why didn't they move UT-OU to that weekend, to rivalry weekend? Yes, I know it always coincides with the State Fair of Texas, but like they should have moved to that weekend.
I think that was the actual reason. I think it was seriously just State Fair. Like it's just that is the tradition. It wasn't the Thanksgiving game; it was the State Fair game. So I think that's really all it is.
Now that UT and OU are going to the SEC, I'm so happy we get UT A&M back on Thanksgiving. Like obviously we both cheer for A&M, but like that's the best. To me, that was the best rivalry in college football.
Yeah.
You know, lived it and breathed it when I was a UT fan back in the day.
It was the best of times. It was the worst of times, you know.
And like, I remember watching the last time they played when Justin Tucker made that field goal. Now you look back at it and they called a BS helmet-to-helmet penalty against A&M if you watched that game to put Texas in field goal range.
Oh, we remember.
Yeah. I remember watching that game at a friend of mine's house. And anyway, I'm good. We should go to the first one whenever it is.
Yeah, I saw your text. We need to make sure that happens. Oklahoma, Texas, Red River rivalry. Who you got in this one, man?
Texas.
Same. We don't have to linger on this.
Hook them for 1 week.
Yeah, for 1 week.
I think Texas is a vastly better team right now.
Now, nothing would make me happier than to see Texas blow this somehow because of who I am. But at the same time, the right pick here is Texas. They're playing better. They have turned things around significantly since that Arkansas loss.
Their only loss is to a admittedly very good Arkansas team.
Exactly. And they're playing Casey Thompson now, which I think honestly is a different maker. He's one of those guys that doesn't practice well but plays well. And it's like Sark was saying, like you put him in the game and good things happen. And I think that's exactly what they need. He gives them the sparks they need. So yeah, we'll see what happens. In less games, he's only thrown one less touchdown than Spencer Rattler, but also one less interception. So, and he's finishing drives. That's the big thing as well, because the last couple of games they've played, they've won dominantly, 70-35 against Texas Tech. Man, let that sink in.
Literally doubled them up.
Give me Texas and give me Texas by like 13. I think they missed an extra point, and that's the only reason that they're at 13.
Kent says college football reps are truly the Mario Party chance time of football. I agree with you. I don't know what that means, but I agree.
That's so true. Yeah, man, they're the
I've never played Mario Party, so
they're the Mario Kart blue shell. You know, like we got to give them a chance. Phew. So yeah, be a good game though. It's always a fun game to watch.
I saw a Texas Tech shirt that I really want. Like,
did you?
Have you seen that video where they're talking to different athletes about the environment, like the different stadiums they play in?
I don't think I have.
It's like a 3-minute long video. They were talking like Lamar Jackson and some people from Alabama. And like there's a guy from Texas Tech. And it's just a gray t-shirt, but it's got the Texas flag on it. But where the star is the Texas Tech logo. But it's black, red, and white. It's such a badass looking shirt.
I can see it like perfectly, like super duper clearly.
It's such a badass looking shirt. I love it.
Yeah, man, tomorrow, 3:00, Fox, we have the Penn State Nittany Lions going to visit the Hawkeyes. Are they going to visit the neutral side? It's the last one?
No, they're in Iowa City.
It's in Kinnick Stadium.
Yeah, Kinnick Stadium.
And it is getting dark early now. If this game takes a while, it could be pretty dark and nasty there, which, as we've established, is a dangerous place to play at Kinnick Stadium at night.
I'm going to put it to you like this. Iowa's been scoring a bunch of points, and Penn State hasn't been scoring a bunch of points. I think Penn State's defense is good.
Yes.
But I think Iowa is the real damn deal. And they're going to be at home in Kinnick Stadium, night game environment type beat.
Whoops.
Iowa.
I agree with you, man. I am big on Iowa here. And in fact, Iowa is kind of like my next big team. I was all about UCLA, right? I think Iowa is the other team to beat now. Penn State looks really good, but I agree with you. I think both teams on defense, very physical, very dominant on defense.
We need to talk about the fact that Iowa had 6 interceptions against Maryland.
It was 7.
It was 7?
It was 7.
God, I felt so bad for Talia Tagovailoa.
You got to feel bad.
He threw one and then he just put his hands on his helmet.
He threw 3 where he put his helmet like. I mean, like it was tough. Now, don't get me wrong, a lot of that was on him, but a lot of it was just terrible decision making, trying to make something happen later in the game. But the fact of the matter is,
Iowa was kicking the dog shit out of Maryland.
Right, and so here's the play of the week. By the way, it is Iowa. I'm a big fan of this Iowa team, which you're going to see here again. You know I love me some tight end shit, right? Here we are. This is going to be Iowa sneaking a tight end right here into the backfield. It's going to be a little play action. What Maryland was doing this entire game, because Iowa usually wins up front. Usually they're running the ball really well. They were stacking the box and they were forcing what's this guy's name? Is it Petrie, Petra, something like that? I forgot his name.
Petros. Spencer Petras.
Spencer Petras. They were basically and I was big on him last year, by the way. Remember that later in the season, the things went south for them, but they showed a lot of promise last year. But basically, what Maryland is saying by stacking the box here is they're saying we're going to force Spencer Petras to actually play quarterback. We're going to force him to throw it down the field. And sure enough, it worked to a certain extent because they held Iowa to like under 100 yards of rushing. I think they had like 60, 70 yards of rushing the entire game. But Spencer Petras threw for like 350, so it didn't matter. So you're going to get a little bootleg here. Tight end is going to sneak his way out here to the flat where no one is there. So we're going to go ahead and hike the ball. Little fake handoff. You're going to get a little bootleg. And then sure enough, look, the tight end's all by himself. Toss it out. That's easy money each and every time. Love the bootleg concept. Love sneaking the tight end out. I like him being in the backfield there too. It is. I just realized none of that was being shown, and I X'd out of it. No, was it being shown? I don't think it was being shown. Whatever. We're gonna move on. Actually, no, I'll show it again. Here, I'll make it happen.
It's all good. What would this show be without a little bit of technical difficulties?
There we go. Here it is.
Not even technical difficulty, human error that time.
Everything I just said, but here's a play. You sneak the tight end out, a little fake handoff, a little bootleg. But anyways, they're loading the box, right? That was another thing I was saying is that their defense is loading the box, basically making him throw. You get the fake handoff, you sneak the tight end out, toss it out, boom, easy money every time. Just like I said, just like we drew it up in the huddle. You love to see it, man. You do. Iowa team's for real, and I think they win this game. I'm gonna give it to them by a field goal. I think it's close.
I was gonna give it to it that close. I think it's Iowa by 10 points. 10 points, 13 points, something like that.
I'm gonna give it to him by 3 because I think Penn State rallies late. James Franklin coaches a very good football game, and I think you'll have them rally late. But I do think that Iowa is up for most of this game. They almost blow it, but don't because I think the Iowa defense is way too good. So looking forward to that. And then Kent says Texas Tech is another NCAA favorite because they have every type of shotgun formation. Hell to the yeah. That was I feel like
air raid Mike Leach days.
I feel like half of the time, anytime I was watching someone play NCAA back in the day, they were playing Tech. But Kent also says tight ends seem to be way more utilized in the NFL than in college football. Do you guys notice this too, or is it just me who thinks that? You see it more in the NFL because the NFL caliber tight ends it's so hard to defend them because they're just so big. Even NFL DBs, even NFL corners, safeties, they're going to have so much trouble defending a tight end, right?
And tight ends are usually 6'3" plus, big, beefy boys.
Exactly, and they're just big targets, right? They're just such big targets, which is baffling to me as a fantasy owner of Kyle Pitts, how Atlanta has managed to not use him like at all.
At all. But they've been using Cordero Patterson like hell.
It infuriates me, but the tight end position. But as far as you're coming with the NFL, I think that's probably the only difference because UCLA uses their quarterback quite a bit. Uses their tight end quite a bit. You just saw it there with Iowa. Texas A&M was really big on it last year. Whenever we actually had someone that could sit in the pocket and put it there. But the tight end is huge because it's so easy to disguise them as a blocker and sneak them out for just little pokes and here and there when you need some yards. But tight end honestly is a broken position. I love tight end. I think it's
very good.
Yeah, it's very good.
Very good. Speaking of tight ends, Coastal Carolina's got a real good one. That play I sent you earlier. That's a tight end that outran Arkansas State's defense.
Oh, I didn't even realize.
I think that's a tight end. Yeah.
Well, that's pretty.
His last name is. I think his last name is Likely. I think his name is Isaiah Likely.
Likely story. Yeah. Well, hey man, we have officially gone over, but that's okay. Do you have some uniforms for me?
I do. It is October. It is spooky season.
Where is this gonna go? Now I'm really curious. Where is this gonna go?
For these next uniforms, parental discretion is advised. Please put the kids to bed. It's about to get real sensual in here. Actually, grand parental discretion is advised. If you're under the age of 60, leave the room.
I was like, what the fuck? Grand for yeah.
Anyway.
That was fucking poetry, dude.
Tennessee is playing South Carolina this week.
You're the only Tennessee. What?
And these uniforms that they're about to wear, hot damn.
Let's go. Tennessee reveals alternate black uniforms ahead of the South Carolina game.
Hot.
I'm trying to find them. trying to maybe actually just go to like here we go.
Let's go to Tennessee's Twitter or Instagram.
Ooh. Hang on. Stupid ad block. Dude, continue. That's fine. Here we go. Ooh. That's clean.
Hot.
That looks, man, look
hot.
At that.
It's hard to do a blackout right, but these are good.
NSF dub.
Yes, these are good.
I like
Look at the details on the helmets.
Oh, the black stripes too. Woo.
The black stripes on the helmets and the black outline around the T.
I was gonna say that the black outline on the helmets is really what sells it. Hang on, I need a close up of the helmet. Can you give me that? The socks too. Ooh, yeah, this is very Halloweeny, isn't it?
Yeah, just black and orange. It's just black and orange. There's not a lot of white details except for the SEC patch. It's freaking, oh my God.
I might fuck around and be a Volunteers fan. God damn, I did.
You know, they've been hinting at like a black uniform or something. They wore black jerseys back in the day, and they used to wear those like smoky gray uniforms.
Yeah,
these are sexy.
These are nice, and
you know black and orange, very Halloween.
And you know what I like about this is it's not too much, right? Like you can absolutely like you look at some Oregon uniforms and you go, that's too much, that's trashy, that's tacky, this is just clean.
If they would have put a white outline around the orange, I'd have been like, that's too much.
That'd be too much. Right. But just being kind of black or just being kind of matte with one little color contrast, oh, that's perfect. I love that.
It's beautiful.
Gorgeous.
And they're going to wear the orange tights underneath their pants with probably like some black Nike Elite socks. Oh, and some
I'm going to watch
cleats.
that game and not even care about what happens. I'm just going to be like the whole time. Well, I guess that's the show, folks. we got our uniforms. We got our picks. Well, thank y'all for joining us, man.
Song of the week. Go listen to I Hate Alabama by Connor
Alabama.
Smith.
Oh,
Conner Smith.
I've already got
Smith? It's got to be Smith.
Pardon me, Connor Smith. C-O-N-N-E-R.
C-O-N-N-E-R Smith. Yes.
Most basic American name you could possibly come up with.
It's such a good song.
It's so good.
I can't, I'm gonna listen to it. It's for the memes, but I listened to it twice today. It's just such a good song. He can sing. Like I think he might be like the next like up and coming country star.
I'll listen.
Also, if you like country music, do you know who Warren Ziders is? Go listen to. He got his start on TikTok, and he's got a song out called "Ride the Lightning." Oh, it's so good.
What a good name for anything, not just a Ride the Lightning. Damn.
By Warren Ziders. It's dude from Pennsylvania. Ooh. He's got a song called "Never Look Back" coming out on October 22nd on an EP he's putting out.
Looks like that is also a Metallica song. I did not realize.
Yeah, but "Ride the Lightning" by Warren Ziders.
That sounds like a magic card. That sounds like a 3-drop. You know, this card can only be cast in response to lightning bolt. Your character.
There is a card called Riddle of Lightning.
Really? That's kind of cool. I like that.
Called Riddle of Lightning.
All right. Well, we're not going to get into Magic the Gathering here.
No, we're not. Side hobby for the both of us. We're both decently into Magic. Although I haven't touched Magic cards. Since the Magic cards I mailed you, that's the first Magic cards I've touched since we started this season.
Well, I'm excited to get back into it, man. It's been too long. So, well, hey, man, hell of a show. Enjoyed it, as always.
I'm about to go eat some chicken wings.
Virtual handshake. My man. Thank you, sir. Kent, Trey, Will, my friends, thank you so much for joining us. It was a good show this week.
Sorry, our boy Sean couldn't join us this week. He told us last week he wouldn't be here.
Working, I believe he said it was. But, yeah, get your popcorn ready.
Yeah.
Just leave that. That was by far the best fucking moment of the show. I can't believe that. I hadn't seen that.
Yeah, it's very good. Did I have another joke I was going to tell you? I don't think I did.
I don't know. We're going to have a lot to talk about next week. So, anyways, man, enjoy your chicken wings. I'm going to go eat. I don't know what I'm eating. I'm having something. But take care of yourselves, as always. And we'll see you next Friday. More ball.
Yes, sir.
Look forward to it.
Same bat time, same bat place.
Bye, guys. Take care.